Hello everyone, welcome to M's Life and Finance, the channel where we spill strawberry on our faces. I know this is strange, but let me explain. Basically, it was early morning, I was making my morning shake and I had the brilliant idea a few days ago to start doing it with a shaker from bars, you know. I am a huge fan of cocktails, so I used to do them back in the day. Nowadays not so much, I'm kind of cutting down alcohol because let's just say tequila was my best friend at some point. That was not healthy. So today I was making my shake here and I decided to shake inside my office room. And what happened was, basically the strawberries were not cold enough, and when they're not cold enough, the shaker doesn't create a vacuum, and when it doesn't create a vacuum, it's likely that you're gonna spill things out, and that's exactly what happened. I got strawberries on my face, I had to wash my hair already. It's not been great. I am so mad that I decided not to take breakfast today. I mean, I might take breakfast after this. I'm not sure. I'm also trying out something new with the microphone. It probably would sound different. It's closer to my face now. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, so let me know in this video. But today, we have to talk about Didi's favorite thing, which is little kids. I'm sorry. Epstein's favorite thing, which is little kids. Come on, Gates' best. I gotta stop this shit. These PDF files, they don't belong here. They belong in jail. Okay, let's talk about it. I want to talk about the huge disservice we're making to the little kids. And I, and you, and everybody else was a little kid at some point, and you gotta say, things were just different. I know it's a Western society. As we evolved, we improved a lot in terms of child mortality and all that, but I don't think we're doing a good job in terms of providing a good education, a good life. And I don't want to get into like woke stuff and all that. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is now kids are just glued to their phones. They don't read, they don't do socialization properly. They're basically just doomed, and I feel like us as a society, we created that demon. Like, kids are not born with phones in their pockets, you know? It's something we give them. I never gave because I don't have a kid, but I can promise you, if I ever have a kid, they're not gonna see a phone at least until they're 10, and it's probably gonna be like me when I had my first phone. So let's start with phones, it's the easiest one. So kids from like age 3, they're like at a restaurant watching videos, or sometimes even worse, doom scrolling. At 3, they already have the tick, like doing the thing with their hand, with their index finger going down and up, doing little dances. In Portugal, they have a really interesting thing, which is lots of content from Portuguese language is actually Brazilian Portuguese. So they speak the dialect. Like, it's scary. So instead of speaking regular Portuguese, they're like speaking the dialect, the Brazilian dialect. It's borderline insane. Like, and this is all, it's not to, you know, day-to-day life. No, it's actually quite different speaking Portuguese from Portugal and Brazilian Portuguese. You can tell like easily. It's like a Briton and an American, probably even more different. And these kids, they start speaking like that, you know? It's very strange. Like, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, it's probably not even the worst part, considering, more worldwide in general, they get all the content that they want, or that the platform has available. And as you probably know, the internet does some nasty shit, and they just have access to it, like unlimited. And you can say, oh yeah, the parents, they supervise. Bullshit, they don't. Most of them don't, at least. I mean, there's like, what, 5 to 10% that do? And even then, things creep in. Like, I can actually see it firsthand because I have some family members who just give their phones to their little kids, and I can see like what they watch on their phones. There was once I saw a cousin of mine, she was watching some like war stuff there. Like, that's not the subject for little kids. And I mean, I'm saying little kids too many times. Children, Kinder, just ignore it. But they watch what they want there. There's no filtering, nothing. You can say it has like kids filter and all that. I can guarantee you that doesn't work as well as you think it does. Just try it for yourself. Maybe for some things, but I mean, most of the time, I don't believe it works. That's all. And that's the first part. Now, when you put headphones on, sometimes kids have headphones and they're just like in their own ecosystem. Like, you can touch them, they're in their own world. It's like, you know, I don't know, reverse autism? Maybe something like that. Nothing against autism, but yeah, the parents are just giving them that immersion ecosystem. What's next? Just give them a VR headset, maybe. I mean, then you complete the loop. Then they won't see anyone. And yeah, we all know what happens next. Now let's try to do a parallel. When I was a child, the closest thing I got to a phone was a PlayStation Portable, which was great. I put a lot of hours into that because I didn't have a PlayStation 2. So I jumped straight from one, PSP, PS3. And yeah, I spent like all my time with it. My parents would not give me unlimited access. Like they would take me from time to time. And I know the PSP had an internet browser and all that, so I could do some search. But at that point, it wasn't like very widespread Wi-Fi. So it was not like everyone would have access to Wi-Fi. It was more like LAN and all that. So internet access was a lot more limited then, which is good and bad because, I mean, my first computer had a 20 gigabyte disk, and that's probably not the worst computer you've ever seen. I'm pretty sure you've seen worse. But my phone that I got at 10 years old was a Sharp GX17. It was an amazing phone that could like take vines, like 7-second videos. That was it. And I think, yeah, it got like a color screen, which was great. It got keys. And nowadays, kids have like their iPhones and their Xiaomis and all that. It's a huge contrast. I mean, because the distraction was not good enough for me to, maybe have like the Snake game and all that, but that's not enough to like keep you distracted for a long time. Now kids have like unlimited everything. It's worse. Yeah, a lot worse. So I guess I missed the Vine career there because, well, I could have made those 7-second videos count, but Vine didn't even exist back then. Not even Facebook was widespread. Like Facebook, when it came in, I was like 13 or 14. I didn't have access to Facebook unless I went to a computer. Nowadays, just pull up the phone. It's even on notifications. Like it even bothers you to use it. Yeah, not to mention unlimited internet access. I mean, what are we doing? They can do literally any search they want. They can get into nastier stuff than we probably got into at our ages. And I mean, we had exposure to those things because we had exposure to bad things like pornography and all that. Worse, they have it way worse. They can access even ChatGPT and start talking to it. And those things are not really filtered. I mean, in Grok, you can put everything in a bikini. And yeah, just imagine a little kid that you walk by on the street has the same access as you. It's really a mad world. And I know that some countries are pushing for bans and social media and all that. In my honest opinion, that won't work. That will only make things worse. I've already explained my views on banning things. The more you ban something, the higher the incentive is to find new and inventive ways to go around it. So it just doesn't work. Let's not do that, in my opinion. Even though Portugal is one of the countries that's flirting with the ban on those social media kind of platforms. Yeah, I don't think it will work. No, and it will only create resentment because then these kids will remember, and when they're adults, they will know. Okay, government is against us. They banned everything. So let's vote the other way around. Let's cause insurgents, and it will just be asking for trouble. That's it. Now, the other part. It's not just like the distractions and them not spending time outside and not living life. Yeah, that just doesn't happen anymore. Some people also say that the world is not as safe as it was. I mean, I like this example from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Even though you have all the wars going on the planet, there was never historically a safer time than this. Imagine if you are in the 1900s. You would die basically for any possible cause. Like 1800s, even worse. 1600s, even worse. It would be way, way worse. And that's why life expectancy got so big. That's why infant mortality is so small in comparison to before. It's a lot safer world. Yeah, there are cannot be naive. There are some dangers in this world still, but not nearly as much as like medieval times and before that, or even 1900s. So yeah, and extreme violence. It's an issue. They getting exposed to extreme violence kind of just owns them, like we have with the news nowadays. Nowadays, you see like some piece of bad news, you kind of just filter it out because you're used to it at this point. Every day, you see the worst sorts of shit out there just getting pumped at you on the news, and it's going to be the same for them, or even worse. And yeah, we had extreme violence exposure, if you want to call it. Like, we could play Call of Duty, we could play GTA, but I mean, was that really as violent? Because you have to remember, graphics were a lot worse back in the day. Like, I mean, if you get into PS3 graphics, okay, that's alright. Xbox 360 stuff, alrighty. But like PS2 stuff, I mean, sure, if you had like games of gore and all that, Silent Hill, I would not play Silent Hill or Resident Evil. Yeah, but I don't even play those these days. I'm just very, very much not a guy who likes that sort of thing. Yeah. Not into like terror and gore. But yeah, that's one. There's also the problem with health. The world, I mean, can we say that the world is healing? I don't think so. We still have pollution and all that from the industrial revolution onward. Sure, we've improved a lot. Air quality is good, especially if you're not in India. If you're in India, well, good luck. That's all I gotta say. It's like the air quality is absolutely crazy out there compared to like places where we are. I mean, sure, we still have some pollution, but I mean, it's not like, except for the microplastics and things like that. Yeah, that's definitely worse. Like now everything is microplastics, so kids already born with like a plastic instead of a bone sometimes. Not really, but I think that's gonna happen at some point. I would not be surprised. I think we've seen worse. But yeah, they have a more sedentary lifestyle too, because now they spend most of the time on their phones and they grow fatter sometimes. Or sometimes they just grow unhealthy because they see these snacks online, they want a taste of everything, you know. We also had exposure to sweets and all that to television, but I feel like that's a bit worse off now because you have to remember, it's like a snowball effect. Now they have their phones, they are used to that quick hit of dopamine, and strawberries don't hit the same way as like the cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory or whatever, you know, and they're used to that. They're used like to the huge sugary drinks, the very unhealthy meals that McDonald's, Burger King, and all that, and all those companies make. And you know, it's just a vicious cycle because the worse it gets, the worse it gets. Okay, maybe that doesn't make sense. Bad is, I really don't know how to explain this in a better way, guys. So the worse it gets, the worse it gets. We'll roll with that. And yeah, they're not really having some incentives to stay active also. I mean, sure, they still have some extracurricular activities like us back in the day. I mean, I used to play football for like my entire childhood. Football was life. Yeah, but that's already something they have. But if you ask them, they probably prefer to be on their phones. I feel like the answer for kids these days is just phone. Everything just phone. And in terms of health, well, definitely food has gotten a lot worse because we've gotten way farther from the source. So the source would be unprocessed foods. Now everything is processed, completely ultra processed. It's out there. It's even cheaper to eat unhealthy than to eat healthy. That part is, to me, is just, it's something I really cannot make the math on that one. How is it possible that eating unhealthy has become way cheaper than healthy? And of course, the poorer you are, the worse your food's going to be because you don't have money to afford it. So you die faster, you have worse conditions, you spend more money on health. Your kids are probably going to grow with diabetes and everything is just worse. God, this is so doomy. I didn't expect this video to get so doomy. So let's talk about some better stuff. Okay, regarding health, there was this new pyramid from the Health Administration of the US. I mean, there's some things in there that I really cannot understand, like tallow and yeah, there are some other things like full fat milk. I mean, come on, we have science. We don't need to rely on bro science. So aside from the bro science, that was actually a step in the right direction. So imagine how bad does a pyramid need to be so that that is even better. Yeah, we're lost on that one, guys. I feel like the best way to eat healthy and to have a better life is probably to rely on Brian Johnson at this point, which is insane. How can a guy on YouTube show you how to have a better life than the rest of the planet? Let that sink in a little bit. So I think we need to feed kids the Brian Johnson thing. No, we don't. They're probably going to get worse. And yeah, I mean, even I'm in Europe. America is the worst problem with food, like, because the chicken with hormones, it doesn't play here. So you cannot get chicken with hormones like you get in America in Europe. It just doesn't get in. It's like a point of contention because they cannot import it here or export it to here. And that's crazy. The food you guys are eating, it's even worse than ours. And yeah, we had some debates like with Mercosur because basically some of the foods that are going to come in, they do not follow the same food standards as Europe. And I mean, you may agree with that Europe legislates a lot, but some things are just worth legislating. Like there's very much, there's way too much nasty food out there. And even in Europe there is, but could be even worse because there's countries that are worse off, which is a bit, yeah, insane. And I mean, I know this was a bit of a ramble, I guess. That's about what I have for today, to be honest. I don't have good news. I think we've really doomed our children. What would I do to fix it? Well, first off, no bans. We don't need to ban things if we do things right. Second part is new health pyramid would probably be a good sign. I mean, control over what gets on the TV, maybe not. I guess you're always going to see like fast food and junk food adverts, and you just got to live with it. You just got to understand that there's better options out there, and it's a mentality thing. You cannot deprive like the companies from letting what they have on television, you know. Let it be. But us persons need to know, okay, they're showing this, they're showing it's incredible, but I know that shit is the worst thing ever. That's a mentality thing. So I don't know how you get to that, but I feel like we start with the phones. Parents don't give kids phones. That's it. It's a parents thing because the obligation to teach children how to behave is not on the state, is not on the country, it's on the parents, and that's where we are there. And if the parents are irresponsible, there are other means to take care of that. Yeah, that's definitely not easy to enforce. I don't feel like it's going to be easy to enforce at all, but that's the parents' responsibility. So it's just gotta be what it is. But at some point, or probably right now, you may or may not be a parent. So you have the moral obligation to give your children the best life that they can have. I know it's a moral obligation. There's not written somewhere, but it would be a bit of a piece of shit if you didn't do anything close to that. Just saying. Or at least try, sometimes it's not possible. I don't want to also blame you on that. But yeah, that's the first thing. Don't give your kids phones. Second thing, make them go outside, make them socialize with other kids. There are safe environments out there. Way too many where they can have fun and there's like adults actually supervising things. Not everybody is a bad person. I know the TV and the news make it look like it, but that's not the case. Third thing, control junk food. So you give them controlled junk food, you give them from time to time because you don't want to fully deprive people of everything. We need to have fun in life. Like I eat a burger every week and I'm still pretty healthy, I think. Except for the shake I didn't drink this morning. That would have been nice. Damn. But yeah, everything that's controlled and not like enforced in a way that's, too obvious. So I would try to make it controlled, but not in an obvious way, because then they would probably figure that out, and kids are smart. They would find ways around you. So that's the thing about the brain. The brain doesn't work with restriction. It works with replacement. So if you want to not do something, you need to replace it with something better. Even if it's not exactly better, that's how it kind of works. You need like balance. You cannot just take something because there's a void and something will be filled there. That's it. Okay, so that we already have, no phone, socialization, not complete restriction, but some control over junk food, but teaching them how to eat healthy, and it's probably a good thing. Like, you teach them there are ways to do that. Like, you can be the example, because kids nowadays, they're the reflection of what they see. They have always been like that, so that's also one thing. If you show what you do, and then you show exactly the example that you want to see from them, they will probably follow it, unless they hate you. Well, in that case, that's really your problem. And what else? I mean, I think that's it. And spend time with them. Don't be like the absent dad who went to get the milk and never came back. Like, spend time with them, socialize with them, show them the world, and also try to show them, like, to learn, make them learn things, make them do hard things, learn hard things. I mean, not just books and things like that, but actual skills. Like, if you have to change a faucet, show it to them. Like, we're going to change a faucet today and you're going to be in control. I'll just try to help you. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, today I've changed the battery on my motorcycle. I'm very happy about that. So yeah, it was a very inventive day. As you can see, a very eventful day. I already did something. But yeah, that's about what I have for today. I wish you all a very good day. Leave a comment with your opinions and see you next time.